official opposition says it is going to regularly update the nation on its views of how things are going governmentally for the Turks and Caicos from its standpoint. On Friday, it was the first time for this so-called series, and the Honorable Michael Mizik administration was slammed for a number of things. Let's take a look. There were House of Assembly meetings last week in the capital, Grand Turk, and during those debates, there erupted a debate about the meetings themselves being scheduled. The Honorable Floyd Seymour, leader of the People's Democratic Movement, in a press conference explained his party's position on the matter.
During the House of Assembly meeting this past week, there was a decision made by the government to reject a private member's motion that was brought by the governor's appointed member. That private member's motion sought to have a regular schedule of House meetings. This issue was discussed at the TCI branch of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. We had received unanimous support of all members of Parliament that were at that meeting. When the bill came to the floor, the Premier indicated that he was not supporting it, and it gave the impression of dictatorial rule, where every single member of his cabinet and the backbench refused to elevate the standards of the House and to provide a regular schedule so that the House can be governed in a more professional manner, consistent with other parliaments from around the world.
It was reported that the Premier, the Honorable Dr. Michael Mizik, suggested increasing the frequency of meetings would be costly to TCIG. Honorable Seymour, when challenged during the question and answer period, said this.
The government is able to call a meeting with just giving 10 days notice. And so things happen in a bit of a more ad hoc manner. What was being proposed was that there be a consistent schedule of meetings. Even if we decided we didn't want it as free, even if it's once every 2 months or whatever, the private member's motion did suggest the first Tuesday in each month, the first or second Tuesday. First Tuesday in each month. Right. But the point that was raised at the CPA was that even if we don't do it as frequently, at least there's a dedicated schedule. For example,
The official opposition leader also castigated the government for its handling of the integrity bill.
What was also decided at the last meeting by the government was to leave the Integrity Commission bill in the committee stage even further. So even after bringing the bill, the government has still refused to pass their own anti-corruption bill.
There is more from the press conference, including a caution from the PDM on how reporters are brought up in the House of Assembly and why the PDM says the Foreign Affairs Committee chose to come to the TCI.